Okay, guess there's nothing else that I like to do on this channel except for make tier lists of random bullshit. So, I am a huge fan of the Hot Wheels Acceleracers movies, and I'm sure most normal people are laughing their butts off at the fact that I'm saying that. I like the Hot Wheels Acceleracers movies, and I tried to recommend them to all my coworkers when I started my current job, and they all were like, there's no way that a Hot Wheels series could be compelling, but I really like them. And so the first movie is technically the World Race or something like that, but the Acceleracers movies are where the real meat lies. I rewatched the World Race, and it wasn't as good as I thought it was when I was a kid, but I've watched the Acceleracers movies as an adult, and they are as good as I remembered. But the premise is that every once in a while, they have to race through the racing realms, and these are like alternate dimensions that are like specifically designed by an alien race to teach lessons about how to drive and how to race. So there's 4 movies, and each movie has 2 realms in it. First 3 movies have 2 realms in it, but the last movie only has 1 realm, and it has another location. It has Hot Wheels City, but I don't believe... Now, Hot Wheels City is not listed on here. I will not be ranking these realms purely on their aesthetic or their design or their theme. Some of this will be ranked based on the story that occurs within the realm itself. So, certain moments that happen in the story happen in certain realms, so I'm going to rank them based on those things as well. This list does not include... There's a bunch of realms that were only in the trading card game. Somebody should hop to that and make a tier list that includes all the card game realms, but this is only the ones that are in the films, or there were like mini episodes in between each of the movies. And so I'm going to also rank the mini-sode realms. Let's just hop right into it. Ice Realm. I'll be honest, just to clarify before I start everything, I haven't watched the movies in a while. I can't remember the last time. And so this is all going to be based off of what I remember about them. So if I don't get everything 100% right, or if I say things that are technically not true, don't crucify me. It's been a while, okay? The Ice Realm. That is going to go in first gear, which is the lowest. I named all of the tiers after different gears of a car, and then obviously the best is Nitrox tier. Ice Realm, I remember Ice Realm has like a bunch of stuff involving Taro Kitano, and like he's having like visions, and he like is having doubts, I think, about himself, and Galorum like appears in one of his nightmares in the Ice Realm. Driving in the Ice Realm, I can see the theme of the Ice Realm, but if I remember correctly, neither the Metal Maniacs or the Teku win that race. When you win a race, you get an Acceleracharger. I think it makes your car like stick to the road, like it ignores the tread of your tires and just makes you stick to the road no matter what. Definitely an interesting skill, and as someone who has like, slipped on ice while driving before, obviously I'm not a professional driver, but like steered right into it, and I like almost got into a car accident because of it. The Ice Realm as a story thing doesn't really do much. I don't even remember what its symbol is. Honestly, I can't even remember what symbol it is. And the Acceleracharger never becomes, like, super relevant. Like, in the Ultimate Race, I guess you can infer that it was in there, but it's only in the minisodes. And so I got a docket for that. In stark contrast to the Ice Realm, the Swamp Realm goes in Nitrox. The reason for this is multifarious. So the first reaction is likely to be, it's in the first movie, so it's just gonna rank high because it's in the first movie. And I'll be honest, Ignition's like alright as a film. Like as an Acceleracers episode, it's like okay. The best part is when Nolo learns like, I have to stay in the groove. When they finally realize how they can start winning, and they don't explicitly know that every realm has a lesson yet, because Karma Ice has yet to figure that out, I guess. It's a nice first instance of them learning. There's like a point. They can't just, it's not just a dumb race. They have to like figure it out. They have to do something specific. The swamp monster is really cool. The part where like the mosquitoes are like trying to like peck through the roofs of their cars and stuff, and like I can't remember who it is, but someone like grabs the mosquito's beak. I don't know what word you could use to describe it, and wiggling it around and stuff. That's dope. I like the, because you see the moss on the side of the track throughout the entire race. Oh, you gotta stay in the middle. Like, you gotta ignore the edges of the track. You can't get too close. I also know there's like some lore, like one of the world racers was like abandoned and died in the realm. Like Tesla forgot about him. It was a sacrifice for what would come. Cliffside Realm. So Cliffside Realm is another one that was only in the minisodes. So I'm gonna have to docket some points because it was in the minisodes and nowhere else. I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna put it in third gear. It's probably one of my favorite of the minisodes. The minisodes, like I said, I really like the aesthetic of like there's a cliff right there and then the track just is right on the sheer face of it. That's a really cool concept. The whole thing with like Scirocco's truck is like getting tampered with. If he uses his nitrox or something, it's gonna blow up. I'm not really a fan of the narrative stuff that happened in the Cliffside Realm, and it also doesn't show up at the end of the Ultimate Race when they're going through all the realms. It's really cool looking. I really like the idea. The fact that it's a mini-sode realm kind of docks it. And like I said, the story, like the whole Scirocco might blow his truck up thing is, it's a typical story that you would expect from this kind of narrative, but it's, nah. Storm Realm. Fourth gear. I'm going to put that in fourth gear. The Storm Realm is not bad. Really, a lot of the stuff that I would criticize it for isn't really the fault of its design or its theme. It's more so the narrative part, like, and that makes sense because it's the first realm that we see. Certain stuff happens, I'm not going to spoil it, I guess, but some stuff happens in the Storm Realm that it has to happen for the story, but I wish it hadn't happened. Everyone who's seen it knows what I'm talking about. Part of the challenge of this realm only really happens because of cartoon logic. Like, you would not be able to react to lightning blasts. The speed of lightning is insane. I guess the drones can make it through, but the whole point is that the drones have highly specific robotic driving skill, but I will say it does incorporate, so there's like a foggy portion, and apparently the fog realm was completed before the storm realm. So at least it's an instance where like the theme, the fog, in a stormy realm makes sense. I would say I don't really get the layout of this realm. It doesn't really feel like it's got like a layout. Unless you've got like if you have drone technology or silencer technology, you can kind of get more of a view of where you're going. But otherwise, it's just a bunch of tracks suspended over nothing. So it kind of loses points for that. Cavern Realm. I'm putting Cavern Realm in the same tier as the Ice Realm. And I know, because I've got so many different tiers here, that maybe I shouldn't do that, but the Cavern Realm is just barely above the Ice Realm. Maybe it's just because I don't like driving in ice, and I'm okay with driving in the dark in real life. I mean, obviously you gotta have your headlights on, drive safe. I vaguely recall there being something where like Scirocco was like playing his music really loud, and it was like scaring away the bats. But again, it's a mini-sode realm. So, the Lava Realm. Okay, so the Lava Realm I'm going to put, that is definitely going in second gear. Nothing really super of note happens in the Lava Realm, and they don't win the Lava Realm. But I do think it, narratively, it kind of serves a really good purpose because the track is so hot that the tires can't handle it, and that leads to, I believe, Monkey. It leads to the development of the like custom tires that like change their treads change depending. That's good. I like that, and Monkey is a great character, so this realm gets credit just from Monkey's involvement, but I don't remember very much else happening in it that was really all that interesting. The drones win. The first DVD, Ignition, has the minisodes for the Cavern and the Lava Realms on it. They win the Cavern Realm, but they lose the Lava Realm. It just feels like the first DVD is split literally half and half between them winning and then losing. The Metro Realm. I'm going to put that in 5th gear. I'm going to put that in the middle between Swamp and Storm at the moment. Just because a lot of story stuff happens in the Metro Realm that's really cool. I really love the moment when Taro brings up the plow merging and just switches over to the traffic that's going the same direction. I mean, Taro is just a great character in general, but when he merging, the deadpan delivery is what made that moment. But there's also like the moment where Nolo gets captured by one of the sweepers. When Torque saves Nolo from the sweeper, that's a great moment. Having experienced a lot of like real life driving at this point, plus my multiple sclerosis affecting my driving, I can definitely appreciate the challenge of driving in a city environment. I think as a kid, I didn't really see how driving in a city environment could be very dangerous. Obviously, it's very dangerous within the Acceleracers of the Speed of Silence. This is another realm that the Metal Maniacs and the Teku lose, but they lose to the Silencers, and it introduces them, so it kind of progresses the story in a good way. So, also, the tractor trailer trucks. Well, first off, driving next to a tractor trailer truck it scares me in real life sometimes, just because something that with that much mass is just, I get nervous. But the tractor trailers that are like actively gunning to take you out in the Metro Realm, like, you would be terrified. If I saw one of those things driving towards me, I would be terrified. The Ruins Realm. I'm gonna put it in 2nd gear behind the Lava Realm though, because it doesn't really do anything for the story. I don't even know who even wins the Ruins Realm. I don't even know. The reason I put it in 2nd gear above 1st gear is because I think it has some like lore implications. I've also always, in my mind, I've always had the idea, if you've ever played ATV Off-Road Fury 4, there are point-to-point races, and I've always imagined like a Hot Wheels Acceleracers game with point-to-point races being like the format of the races, and I've always imagined that like one of those levels, but set in the Ruins Realm, would be really, really cool. So I gotta give it credit. I don't think it's enough to push it. The Neon Pipeline Realm, 5th gear. I'm actually going to put it ahead of the Metro Realm, just because I think Breaking Point is a better movie, and I feel like at the point that you get to the Neon Pipeline Realm, it makes it a lot more meaningful. So first off, the ability to drive like 360 is really cool, but like some of the tunnels narrow a lot, and it also kind of handicaps the drones because the sweeper vehicles are so big they can't make it through. Some of the pipes, there must be some form of like direction. This realm must be toxic to men because we clearly don't ask for directions, and some of the pipes, if you look at the picture in the tier list, there's like a big orb in the center, which is an awesome set piece, but it's like, how would you ever be able to find your way out? The drones and the silencers, that makes sense, but like, the Teku and the Metal Maniacs, it's like, what? How could they ever find their way out? Some of the pipes just like, lead to nowhere. Imagine if a bunch of people found that realm and drove through that realm and raced through it, and just like, went out some of the... Because they have the Swamp Realm Acceleracharger, and that creates like a road underneath you as you drive. But if you didn't have that and you went down one of those things to nowhere, you didn't have the Warp Realm Charger, you'd just be screwed. So I gotta dock it a little bit of points because some of it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But it's a really cool realm, and like I said, the orb at the center is a really cool set piece. The Junk Realm is in Nitrox tier. Almost off of the back, there's two moments. So there's one moment, which is, better back up, bleh, oh, bleh, oh, where Shiraku's, like, communicator, like, starts messing up because the silencers are getting near. And then there's also, we're driving Old Smoky, pork chops at the wheel. When they hit the junk realm, they'll make the drones squeal. That's also a really great moment because at that point they have the, I can't remember the name of the, but they can get out of the realms really quick. And so Porkchop and Monkey drive the big rig, Old Smoky, and they ram it into a sweeper while the tanker is full of nitrox. That's a really great moment. I also forgot, that's where Marky gets lost and the drones steal him before they can go back and save him. The name is wild. It's also got, like, there's the thing that can, like, climb the mounds of junk. Also, it's really cathartic because Kurt Wilde actually is able to complete the realm and win it. And I also like that the lesson, I will never forget this lesson. I know it's more of a, it's not really much of a driving in general thing, but it's definitely a racing, driving sort of thing. But I will never forget, hit the apex! I guess technically Vert does that when he's going through all the stuff at the end. I probably will never forget that, just because of that. And it's the only way to avoid, like, the giant spike balls. I think the Junk Realm is just great. The Cosmic Realm is the last realm in the movies. I'm gonna put it in 4th gear behind the Storm Realm. The Cosmic Realm, actually, I believe there's a couple mini-sodes that take place in the Cosmic Realm. There's some cool stuff that happens in the mini-sodes. Like, there's like a black hole that when you get sucked into it, it shoots you back out in, like, one of the super vehicles. Logically, I don't know how you would come up with that unless you were a child. Like, none of the racers would on their own be able to go, yes, I'm gonna, like, fling myself into a black hole off of the track. Like, black holes in real life are dangerous, so you don't want to get near them. So the fact that it actually is a beneficial thing is kind of contradictory. I would like to give this realm a lot of credit because it's the last realm in the story before, Galorum and Vert have their, like, race through all of them. But the Acceleracharger power is pretty generic. It just makes you faster. The lesson is to try and keep the car from going too off balance, I guess. I never really felt like it mattered all that much. It's kind of just like, you know, the space level is always the last level in the video game. It kind of is just a set piece for the story. And all the realms that I've ranked above it, though there are story elements, the realm isn't buoyed entirely by the story. But the Cosmic Realm kind of feels like it is. This realm wouldn't be interesting if the story wasn't at its, like, fever pitch moment. The Water Realm. I'm gonna say that the Water Realm is the best realm in the whole franchise, because, so the theme is that you gotta drive differently on water. That's important. My mom complains at me all the time, like, don't use your cruise control in the rain. Like, so the Water Realm has two really good moments in it. The first is obviously Vert getting too full of himself and just thinking like, oh, I can just do whatever I want, and then he ends up losing as a result. The drones get ahead of him. They deserve it, because Vert shouldn't have been an idiot, and he should have just won the race instead of getting high on his own farts. The other really great moment is Anything But Down. The series of events where Taro has to, like, race through the realm again because he got sucked into the drone realm at the end. The fact that Taro is that skilled of a driver, like the fact that he won't be able to escape if he doesn't get there in time, and he's able to get through the entire realm in time, like in a fraction of the time that it would normally have taken in order to get through, that is awesome. Also, I totally forgot, the best character in the entire franchise gets major character development as a result of this realm. Porkchop! The fact that Porkchop gets as much development as he does as a result of this realm is amazing. Porkchop is great, and, you know, it's really surprising that a series that was ostensibly made for children and young boys had something so deep. His dad drowned and died in water. And that's why Pork Chop, like, freezes up when they go into the water realm. Just great. If people think this is a strictly for kids franchise, I would just point to that. Like, it is capable of dealing with some themes that are a little bit more deep. That all takes place around the water realm, so I gotta give it the credit it's due. Also, it's got the song Go when Vert gets into Hypercharger. The Acceleracharger itself is pretty lame. I mean, it turns your car into Jesus. But otherwise, there's no doubt in my mind that the Water Realm is the best one in the entire franchise. Alright, that's my tier list of all the realms in the Hot Wheels Acceleracers franchise. Like I said, there are a lot of realms in the trading card game. I know there's a Wind Realm, which I would probably rank pretty low. There's like a Blizzard Realm. If the Ice Realm is any indication, I probably wouldn't rank that very high either. There's a Solar Realm, which is kind of like the Cosmic Realm, but it's all about like stars and stuff. There's also like a Chemical Realm that like takes place in like a chemical plant. Oh, there's the Fog Realm, which that's probably the most boring one of all. Like, that is so boring. I don't know. It's a good thing they kind of made that an Acceleracharger only in the movies, and they didn't do any minisodes on it, because the Fog Realm probably wouldn't have been all that interesting. The Warp Realm. So there's an Acceleracharger that the drones use that, like, warps them around. I would have liked to have seen what that realm would have been like. Like, how could you even race in that? But aside from that, I would recommend watching the Hot Wheels Acceleracers movies. I would also recommend watching the advert for the trading card game, which I do have some of the trading cards. They're not here. You can skip over the world race. Pretty much I feel like everything you need to know about the world race you can get from the Acceleracers movies. But this is my final tier list for all the racing realms in the Acceleracers movies. The racing realm is open. You know, just one last thought. It's kind of a good thing that the series ended on a cliffhanger, especially after all these years. I don't think any ending they could give us could possibly, like, match up to the expectations that me and every single other fan of this franchise has kind of built up in their heads at this point. So my recommendation is get Microsoft Word or a notepad document and just write up what you think happened. And that's probably going to be way more interesting than anything that they could have possibly done. I hope you guys enjoyed. And let me know what you think. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I want to know where you rank all the racing realms. Catch you on Flip Flop.